What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about everything centered around week 3 of the Ultra Bonus. We're talking about Unova week. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this now is because we actually have a ton of content to cover this week, so I want to go ahead and get this one up so you can, of course, visit it whenever you want. I'm also going to be doing a raid guide for Genesect, and then we're also going to be doing another video talking about the makeup day for Pokemon Go Fest, getting a 3-hour event on August 16th. So got quite a bit of things to do centered around events. So if you do enjoy this type of content and you want to stay up to date on all those topics that I talked about, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. As the week 2 ends up coming to a close, let me know how many shiny Staryu did you catch? What about shiny Unknowns? And then finally, a shiny Deoxys. Definitely feel free to show off in the comments section. So we are of course going to be talking about the Unova week for the week 3 Ultra Unlock Challenge. This is going to be happening from August 14th to August 21st, so that's just around the corner. And this is a week that a lot of people are very excited about. We're going to see some new features throughout this event as well, but generally speaking, we're going to be talking about this event from a spawn, raid, egg, and then of course a shiny perspective. Because we got quite a few new shiny Pokemon actually being released throughout this event that a lot of people are once again going to be very excited about. So first things first, let's go ahead and talk about the spawns. There's technically going to be 4 Pokemon that will be spawning that are featured throughout the event. We've got Sawaddle, Cottonee, Emolga, and then finally we have the New York City exclusive Pokemon Bouffalon. So if you're from the NYC area, make sure to hold on to some extra ones because people around the area, around the world, are probably going to want to trade that next time there's some sort of global event. That is, in my opinion, going to be a hot commodity, especially since it's exclusive to a specific city. It also technically says the surrounding area, so who knows what that means. Maybe it will just end up being the state of New York. But if this Pokemon ends up being a little bit rarer on the spawn side, make sure you hold on to them because they can be good, very good trade bait. Now, is that going to be a little bit of a controversy? Potentially, because everyone else is like, okay, why would you feature this Pokemon in an event that isn't for everybody? It's literally for one city throughout the entire world. I kind of agree with that. I think that's kind of odd to do something like that during a special event bonus, but hey, I'm not the one who makes this stuff up. So anyway, speaking of that, you're also going to get a chance at a Bouffalon, but instead of it being in 7-kilometer eggs like we've seen with all of the past weeks, it's going to be in 5-kilometer eggs. And once again, because of it being a regional Pokemon, that would kind of fit in to what we have seen throughout the regional eggs. So if you don't end up getting it from the wild, they're just simply not spawning. Instead, I would try to focus on it from the egg system if you are in that NYC area, and then of course hold on to them because they could technically be valuable in that regard. So anyways, if we go ahead and focus on the rest of these Pokemon throughout the 7-kilometer eggs, we got Sawaddle, Cottonee, and Emolga once again, but I instead would focus on them in the wild and not spend any money to obtain them this way. They are more than likely going to be very common, but something else to kind of mention is don't let this whole spawn section underwhelm you. We saw so many Pokemon that ended up spawning throughout Enigma Week that was not mentioned at all, yet they ended up spawning, such as a Beldum. I was so excited to see so many Beldum throughout the events for the Enigma week. So once again, there could end up being some other Pokemon, and of course when we get down to the final section, I'm going to go ahead and give some speculation on this, but when we head into the raids, I think that Roggenrola could be spawning in the wild. They just haven't mentioned it, and then of course you could have a chance at a shiny. But the main difference between this week and then of course the first week is that Roggenrola is not being featured in 7-kilometer eggs. I don't know how many people are going to buy 7-kilometer eggs thinking that they are, of course, getting themselves a chance at a shiny Roggenrola, but as far as the text is concerned, it has not been mentioned, and I'm kind of glad because of what we saw with the Dino during the first week. You probably don't want to do that because we have no idea what the rate is, so at least in this way, you have a guaranteed chance, of course, at obtaining yourself a shiny Roggenrola just by simply having it in raids. Go out there, do as many raids as you want, and typically speaking, raids have pretty good rates, especially since you're having to pay for them, right? Of course, in the wild, I understand them being a little bit lower of a rate since they're free, but with raids, they tend to lower the rate to make people a little bit more happy. So yeah, gonna be excited about that. But we also have Genesect as well. So Genesect is gonna be featured in the 5-star raids. I'm gonna be doing a raid guide on that as well, just to help people out with that. But I'm excited about these Pokemon, especially for the fact that they are getting their shiny variants added into the game throughout this event. So of course, I would love to know which shiny variant you think is the most exciting. I'm not gonna lie, I know this seems simplistic, but I actually like this shiny Roggenrola because of all of the orange going into the purple. I think that is a really cool combination. And then maybe, oh, I don't know. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like the shiny Genesect that much, but I could also see that a lot of people would really like it. I'm just personally not that big of a fan of red, but I would love to know, out of all of these Pokemon, which one is your favorite model. Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and of course, let me know if you were excited about Unova Week, and I will see you next time. Huge shout out to the supporters over at Patreon. If you would like to get exclusive perks, make sure to check out that link in the description, and I will see you next time.